Championship qualifiers. It's Suriname against Belize. Earlier in the day, we saw Grenada pick up a victory in the opening match over St. Martin, so they sit atop the group, but we'll get to the standings in a moment. First, a look at the conditions, which are beginning to cool, and the shadows are beginning to creep across the field. Earlier, it was 92 degrees Fahrenheit at kickoff. Temperature dropping. The wind is still ever present, gusting up around 20 miles per hour. So there could be some adventures in the air as we saw in the earlier game, and that earlier game, as mentioned, was Grenada taking down St. Martin by a 2-1 scoreline. 6 teams in this group. All teams will play 5 matches. There are 6 groups in qualifying. The 6 group winners will move on to the championship to be played in July and August, where there are already 6 teams that are slotted. The 6 highest ranked teams at the U20 level being the United States, Mexico, Honduras, Panama, Cuba, and Guatemala. So qualification at stake. 2 teams who are hoping to improve in different ways upon their qualifying foray of 2 years ago in 2024. Suriname was right there. 3 wins and a loss. They were 1 point behind the eventual group winners and qualifiers, El Salvador. So Suriname know that this could be within their grasp if they improve upon 2 years ago. Belize had a tougher go of it 2 years ago. They were in some tight games. They won a game over Anguilla. They finished in 4th in their group with a win and 3 losses. But as I mentioned, some of the games they played were very tight. They lost 4-3 to the British Virgin Islands. They lost 1-0 to Cuba. They were right in the thick of it themselves and are looking to improve. Will be no easy out here this time around. So we'll learn a lot about these 2 teams. Second match of the day in Group A play. Everybody looking up at Grenada, who set the tone with a win over St. Martin earlier. We'll have anthems, lineups, and kick between Suriname and Belize in a moment.
Probando. Damas y caballeros, para este partido del victorio sub-20 de Concacaf 2026, demos la bienvenida a las selecciones de Suriname y Belize. Nos ponemos en pie para entonar las notas del himno nacional de Surinam. Nos mantenemos en pie y escucharemos las notas del himno nacional de Belice.
Ready to get things going between Suriname and Belize, set to meet the starting lineups. A lot of new faces, of course, here. 2 years since the last U20 edition, but some names that'll be familiar. Names that have come up through the U17 rankings here in Concacaf. We'll look up top here. Gino Grootvam and Jeremiah Nurk leading the line for Suriname head coach Werner Blackson. In goal, Tyron Sharp. The back line anchored by Josias Elgin and Jaden Sitabi. Xavi Doors in the midfield, one of those names that we've seen in the past at the U17 level pop up here in Concacaf and now graduating to the U20 level. See what he can present as the captains meet for the coin toss and meet the officials. Norberto da Silva of Curacao leads the group with Kevin Clark of Barbados, Jose Barre of Dominican Republic, and your fourth official, Christopher Mason of Jamaica. Captains, Tyrone Shar, the goalkeeper for Suriname, and Devin Garbutt, the midfielder for Belize. As I mentioned on the other side, with Xavi Doors, Devin Garbutt, another one of those players that we've seen before at the U17 level in CONCACAF, a name we're familiar with. For those of you that frequently tune in to these youth competitions that we see year in, year out, curious to see what Garbutt now at the U20 level presents in this midfield for Belize. Look at the starting 11. Garbutt anchoring the midfield for Belize. Marlon Meza up top, Calvin Thurton as well. Marcos Guerra and Brandon Olivas, the wingers. And in goal, Marquez Ingram for head coach Paul Casimiro. Matches to be played by the teams in this group. There is some margin for error, but you love to get off to a good start, as Grenada did earlier. The win over St. Martin. Will one of these two teams be able to author a similarly positive result to begin? It'll be Suriname left to right in the red, Belize right to left in the white, and away we go. Second match of Group A play on this opening day in the 2026 Concacaf Men's Under-20 Championship Qualifiers. 2 years ago, Belize opened with a difficult 6-0 defeat against Nicaragua before they started to turn things around. Had two tighter losses thereafter by 1 goal and a win of their own. Suriname, as I mentioned earlier, fell just short in their group, 1 point behind El Salvador. 3 wins and a loss They opened their campaign with a win over Antigua and Barbuda. Hoping to replicate that early success from 2 years ago. Control for Suriname, swinging it around the back. Slip through for Rogendro Oatston. McDonald. Wide, it's Edelstein brought down. A free kick awarded for Suriname. Working it through, put it away. Defending on that backside for Belize. Trying to break out now the other way, flag stays down. Early look for Marcos Guerra. He's shoved down. And a free kick for Belize. Good chance here for Brennan Olivas to whip in a dangerous ball. Clip to the back post. Loose in front, put home. A glance at the flag, it stayed down. Belize strikes 4 minutes in, and it's the captain, Devin Garbutt. It's a decent service into a dangerous area. They just couldn't clear, and you know what? Garbutt was offside, no doubt about it, but it didn't come from a Belize player. Look here, on an intentional clearance, it comes off a defender falling for Garbutt. So he's onside. He's onside when the ball was played initially, and you don't redraw the line after that play from the defender. It's still from the initial free kick. So right place, right time. Devin Garbutt giving Belize the lead. Now a free kick for Suriname. From the free kick, struck well. It was going wide, but Marquez Ingram not taking the chance. Corner now for Suriname. Good back and forth early action between these two sides. Good energy and pace to this game to start things off. Corner dropped in. Header, free one. Misjudged by Marcus Ingram. He's fortunate. He left the net empty as a goalkeeper. And look, all these players at this age still are learning and growing. As a goalkeeper, you have to be more decisive. Either come out and get it or stay put. He split the difference and the net was empty. Here's a look back again at that free kick. That was going wide and similar. He was indecisive whether to dive, whether to let it go. Wasn't sure in the end and fumbled out of play, leading to that corner. So 2 moments of indecision for Marcus Ingram to learn from for him. Fortunately for Ingram and for Belize, they didn't cost them anything. Belize looking to break again. Olivas brought down, play on. Nurk. Space for Nurk, he's tripped up. Goal kick. Very upset with that no call, Jeremiah Nurk. Bonnie Liliendahl. Group from was calling for it. Foul, free kick, awarded to Suriname. Clipped ahead by Xavi Doors to the back post. Dangerous ball. Frantic defending for Belize, and corner comes of it. Short from the corner. Chance to whip a ball in or go for goal here. Seemed to be a strike on goal. Just outside the area by Rojendro Oudston. Curious where that might have ended up if not for the intervention. Now a free kick for Belize. Physical between these sides early. Chippy in some ways. Nothing dirty, nothing rising to the level of a card offense yet. Lumped ahead, steered toward goal, but header from outside the 18. You're rarely going to yield anything. Minutes come and gone. Belize leading 1-0 on the goal from the captain, Devin Garbutt. Suriname trying to get it back. Squared through, edge of the 18. largely controlled this game by Suriname, even though the goal has gone Belize's way off the set piece. Long throw quickly taken by Suriname. Trying to catch Belize off guard. Cleared. Another free kick for Belize. Not too far away from where they scored their opening goal. See what sort of service they get this time. Not the same on the service this time. Slip ball through, flag stays down, round the keeper, taken down. What's the call? Penalty, no doubt about it. Marcus Ingram likely be shown a yellow here. That has since years past been eased back, remember. The jeopardy rule of not giving the red in that situation, unless it's a true, clear denial of a goal-scoring opportunity. The direction, the speed at which Nurk was coming through. You can argue yellow. Penalty on the way.
Tarjeta amarilla por la
Tie
selección de
things up.
Belize. Con el número 1, Marcus Ingram. Minuto 15.
Concern for Nurk. Initially called for the stretcher to come out and help. Ingram picks up the yellow, and now we'll have to try and stop this. Preserving the 1-0 lead for Belize. Very entertaining first 15 minutes here. Very different dynamic to this game than what we saw earlier between Grenada and St. Martin, which was a little bit more deliberate. It's just end to end to start. It's the number 10, Xavi Dors, who sets it down. Big moment here early. To tie things up again, Xavi Dors scores! Marcus Ingram guessed the right way. almost cleaned up the mess of his own making. Level again. 16 and a half minutes in.
Anotación por la selección de Surinam. Por la vía del penal. Anotó el número 10, Xavi Don.
Wasn't far off,
Al
Ingram.
minuto 17.
Maybe he did get a piece of it. Well, it did look like it might have changed spin. Definitive to tell, but still, Xavi Doors ties it. From the free kick, right at the keeper, no trouble for Tyson Char, wasted moment. Money Liliendahl. Give and go out into space for Liliendahl. Suriname playing the beautiful game right now. Corner comes of it. Through the first 20 minutes, they have done just that. They have been incisive. They have been decisive. They have been dangerous. Now they're on the brink of perhaps off this corner, taking a lead. From the corner, Doors sets up for a secondary effort. Shadows continue creeping across the field. Step over to the end line. Belize looking to get that goal back fed in front. Oh, put wide. Dejection in the end from Marcos Guerra. Knows he could have done better. Well worked down at the end line by Calvin Thurton to set that all up. Through the legs of the defender on the service. Pressure coming from Belize. Trying with this pressure to restore some control to this game. Suriname has taken over. Ingram, the long throw out. Spring the attack. Yellow shown. Coming through strong, too strong, was Cheverno Edelston initially, but then the clear out from Taron Linares. This was already close, but it was more a case of perhaps diving out of the way a bit.
Con el número 2, Taron
Linares.
Minuto 23.
Loaded over the top, waiting on the volley. Oh, that is brilliant. A brace for Xavi Dors. The first, a penalty. The second, a masterpiece. Waited for it with his weaker foot on the volley. Says what weaker foot, and gives Suriname the lead.
Por la selección de Suriname. Con número 10, Xavi Dors.
Oh, that's perfect.
Minuto
On an
24.
angle, traffic in front. Power, placement, precision. Doesn't get better than that. Game turned on its head, very similar in a way to what we saw earlier. It was St. Martin who scored first, and then a pair of goals in that first half by Grenada to come back and take the lead, and it would go on to finish 2-1. Something tells me this one's not going to finish 2-1. How end-to-end and open it's been. For another here, Suriname, bounding through, and it trickles in. Rogério Oudston, brilliant individual effort. He's gone from bad to worse for Belize in a hurry. Might have been called for a penalty had that not gone in. Referee came in, his arms up. Didn't need the advantage. Rather, didn't need the penalty. Had the advantage, had the goal.
Anotación por la selección de Suriname. Gol en propia puerta. con el número 3, Under-20, al minuto 26.
Belize to get it back. So within one goal. Flag did stay down. Well timed on the run. Foul against Belize. Hearing from down on the field that they're actually crediting that third goal for Suriname as an own goal for the time being. We'll work to clear that up. Played in from the corner. Settling in the area. Some contact, and it is against Suriname. Yellow might be shown here for simulation, or is it a foul against Suriname? We'll see. Try again here through the middle for Suriname. Half an hour gone. 2-goal lead, nearly a third, but it's saved by Ingram. Work through the middle. Time and space closed down. Driven to the back post. 4 for Suriname in this first half. 3 of those for that man. A first half hat trick for Chavadors. Great ball to the back post. Tough angle for the finish, but an open net. We've seen so far, one that Doors would surely not miss.
Chavadors. Minuto 31.
Belize have to answer back now. May they do so. Flag stays down. What a first half this has been. Christopher Glenn slipping it through. Tyrone Linares the finish. Back and forth, and it is a 2-goal game again. Perfectly timed run, better ball, better finish, everything about that perfect.
Anotación por la selección de Belize. Con el número 2, Tyrone Linares, al minuto 33.
These two teams making a statement. Different styles in the attack. Belize more direct, looking for the through balls, looking for that quick strike. Suriname more build-up play, better through the lines, but all teams finding ways to score to the tune of 6 first-half goals total. Flag stays down. Here comes Belize again. Running in field. Calvin Thurton goes down. He was hopeful for a penalty, but it seemed unlikely. Ten minutes to go in this eventful first half. Suriname on the prowl again. Card. Comes against Jaden Sitabi.
Tarjeta amarilla para la selección de Suriname. Con el número 3, Jaden Sitabi, minuto 36.
In on the free kick. Dealt with by Suriname. Long ball out ahead. Latching onto it in some space here. Goal kick. Xavi Dors, already a hat trick. Xavi Dors! Why not a fourth? It is a party for Suriname. And the leader is Xavi Dors.
Anotación por la selección de Suriname.
Remember the name. I mentioned it early when we went through the lineups that he's a name we've seen at the U17 level. The talent was there. Now Now seeing him at the U20 level, and he is shining. 4 goals in this first half for Xavi Dors. Just as quickly as Belize brought it back to within 2 goals, Suriname re-extends it to 3. Shadows now fully engulfing the field, temperatures cooling, action still hot in this first half, and the Suriname attack is scorching with the offside flag. Pour some cold water on it. Minutes to go in this first half. Oh, can Xavi Dors do it again? Quick give and go, up, back, and through, and cleared away. The Suriname team has been surgical. What we saw earlier between Grenada and St. Martin, what we've seen here so far, Suriname looked the part of maybe one of the top teams in this group. Still to come, we'll see French Guiana and El Salvador, the other 2 teams in this group. 2 years ago, Suriname lost out to El Salvador. El Salvador who won the group, and Suriname who came up 1 point short. So you wonder if there's a level of revenge on the mind of Suriname. Trying to get that back from 2 years ago. Grouped in again, coincidentally, with El Salvador. Maybe a statement to be made, and so far making a statement in the first half of this game. Liliendahl drifts away on the service. damage has really already been done by Suriname. Anything else right now is just bonus. 3-goal lead. 4 first-half goals by their number 10, Xavi Dors. Worked through again, flag stays down again. That's how Belize has been doing their damage. Those through balls, well timed. Flag stays down. Well-timed run. Is there a 6th? Saved by Ingram. Remember, this started 1-0 Belize. Penalty in the 16th minute tied things up for Suriname, and then it went from there. From the corner, punched by Ingram. Free kick coming for Suriname. Quickly. Seems like they prefer to just put it on the ground and go. What we've seen so far in this half. Why not try from midfield here toward goal? It's wide. Darren Char off his line, almost paid for it.
Su atención, por favor. El cuarto oficial ha indicado que se agregarán al menos 2 minutos al primer.
2 minutes of stoppage. This eventful first half. There is the whistle to end half number 1. Suriname 5, Belize 2. A 4-goal first half for the number 10 in red, Chavidores of Suriname. They seem to be well on their way to a victory in their opening match of Group A play. 1 half down, 1 to go in the 2026 Concacaf Men's Under-20 Championship Qualifiers.
Realiza el primer tiempo con un marcador parcial. Suriname 5-2 Belize.
Look back at highlights from the first half of action here between Suriname and Belize. A very eventful first half. 4 minutes in, the goal for Devin Garbut. You thought maybe they'd be off to the races here, Belize, with a start like that. But it wasn't to be, because shortly thereafter, the game would turn on a dime. 10 minutes later, penalty for Suriname ties things up at 1. Chavidores scores his first, and then they would keep on coming from there. Chavidores got his first, and here he'd get his second. This is so sweet. He waits for it. He lines it up with his weaker foot, slicing across it with the laces on the volley to the back post, through the traffic, beating the keeper. Everything about that perfect. Well-deserved second goal for Chavidores. one the nicest and most aesthetically pleasing of his 4 goals in the first half. This one would go down as an own goal in the end, as it came off of Anderson Pixabaj. If I were the scorer myself, I'm not. That's one that is harsh, but it does have to be an own goal because the keeper right here makes the save, and then after the keeper makes the save, it comes off the defender. So Pixabaj will have his name in infamy on the score sheet, but no doubt an own goal after that correction from the scorekeeper. And then this one needed, no question, at the back post. Xavi Dors finds his hat trick in the first half, and he still would not be done. They made a difficult finish look easy here on that mid-high volley on the back post. Belize finally responded, making it 4-2 on the through ball. Tyrone Linares gets it done. But the glory would be short-lived. Coming right back down the other end of the field. A 5th would come in for Suriname. It'd be Xavi Dors again, cutting in, setting a defender flying, and then blasting it to the upper 90 with his right foot. 4 in the first half, a 5-2 lead for Suriname, and the man of the hour, Xavi Dors, is pacing the way in this Golden Boot race through one game in qualifying here. One more half to come between Suriname and Belize.
Epic battles, a continental stage, 6 MLS clubs, face-to-face with top teams across Canada, Honduras, Trinidad and Tobago, Dominican Republic, Costa Rica, and Panama. To lift the trophy, you must win everywhere. This is football. This is the Concacaf Champions Cup.
This broadcast is copyrighted by Concacaf for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast or any picture descriptions or accounts of the game without the consent of Concacaf is strictly prohibited.
Days pass by and my eyes stay dry, and I think that I'm okay, till I find myself in a conversation fading away.
Players have returned to the pitch. We are ready to begin half number 2 between Suriname and Belize. A pair of changes for Belize. We'll see Esmond Senker and Eddie Williams come on. Davison Cartagena is relieved of his duty for the day, as is Braden Olivas. See if those changes could spark something for a Belize side down 5-2, and a side that has had no answer for defending Xavi Dors, who scored 4 in the first half for Suriname. And away we go in this second half.
Sustituciones por la selección de Belice. Sale con el número 11. Corrección, sale con el número 20, Braden Olivas. Entra con el número 8, Eddie Williams. Sale con el número 18, Davison Cartagena. Entra con el número 7, Esmond Senker. Minuto 46.
This is where they were dangerous. Suriname in the first half. Possession, the build-up, the runs off the ball, but a player down away from the ball right now. Can Belize start finding more time in the attacking third? Corner coming. Good way to start this half. Lofted from the corner. Falls for a volley. Wildly struck at. the right channel and open. Substitute Esmond Sanker lost it. Through by Linares, who scored the second goal for Belize. Pass left short. Ending the threat. Away by Suriname. Played through, into the 6, goal kick. It's a good motion from Calvin Thurton to find that space, to create that opportunity. Fed through. Chance with some speed to pull away here. Oh, what a tackle defensively. Marlon Meza looks skyward. He knows that was a chance to get Belize back within 2. Goal differential could come to play as well. As far as Belize wanting to claw closer, even if they don't come all the way back. Curled in. Not sure if that was a shot or a cross. Either way, nothing comes of it for Belize. kick coming. Down for Belize. Stopping the action for the time being. Injury. It'll be what it was initially, which was a free kick for Suriname. As we've seen all day so far, they just go short, put it right back into play. Why not with how good they've been in the combination play on the ball? Here they go again. Doors, 4 goals. Foul against Suriname, ending the threat. As a reminder of your scoring summary, came thick and fast for Suriname in that first half. Goes against Rohendra Oudstein. Free kick from a long way away here for Belize, where they scored their opening goal on the service off of a free kick. routine, but they time it all wrong and waste it. Hour gone, half hour remains. Suriname holding on to this unchanged score line in the second half, a 3-goal lead, 5-2. Suriname wanted a free kick. Referee said no. Physicality is picked up in this second half. Hasn't been anything over the line. But after such an intense first half with all the goals, more of an emphasis on defending and the physical play in half number 2. Trio of changes being readied at the moment for Suriname. Trouble for Tyrone Shar. Rolls it out quickly to begin again. Driven ball across the box. Defended by Belize. Gathered by Suriname, but for a moment. From distance, Shar the save, big rebound. Gets there in time. Those 3 subs still waiting to be had for Suriname. Out wide in space. Driven across the box. Blocked on the way through. Offside the call. And here come those changes. Naeem Hellstone on for Quincy McDonald, the first change. It is Shinairo Lejeune for Kimani Liliendahl, pardon me, for Jeremiah Nurk. And also a curtain call for Chavi Doors, the number 10, who leaves with 4 goals on the day.
Okay, terus. No, fujago so. No.
Save made by Terran Sharp. Not too much trouble to be had.
Sustituciones por la selección de Surinam. Sale con el número 8, Quincy McDonald. Entra con el número 17, Naeem Hellstone. Sale
Fresh
con el número
legs
7,
bring to the table now for
Con el
Suriname.
número 12,
Second half that has been very quiet compared to the first.
sale con el número 10, Chavi Doors. Entra con el número 14, Gemairo y yo. Minuto 66.
Corner, back post. It's interesting, you almost wonder at halftime if both sides just put such an emphasis on the defending and pulling it back after the frantic first half we saw. The dynamic it's now created here. Not a whole lot going on in this here half. Another change for Suriname. That'll be all for Gino Grootvam. Adenti Taylor takes the spot.
Sustitución por la selección de Surinam. Sale con el número 9, Gino Grootvam. Entra con el número 19, Adenti Taylor. Minuto 71.
Just over a quarter of an hour remaining. It's been really cruise control in the second half for Suriname. There is Rajan McKenzie taking the field now for Belize.
Sustitución por la selección de Belize. Sale con el número 6, David. Entra con el número 17, Ryan Mackenzie. Minuto 72.
Loaded back post. Dealt with defensively. To the middle for Belize. Back to goal on the turn. Slip through, flag stays down. A little hesitant on releasing Wilson Milan of Suriname. Chance for Belize, headline, save made by Tyron Shar. Better decision might have been to play it across there. There were two runners for Belize. Tyrell Linares scored the last goal for Belize. Nice move through the middle. Taken ahead by substitute Kent Williams Jr. Wide for Tyrell Castillo for a goal kick. Yellow card a moment ago was shown to Oscar Carranza. Barnaby to Adenti Taylor.
Tarjeta amarilla por la selección de Surinam. Con el número 19, Adenti Taylor. Minuto 66.
Good ball into space. Flag stays down. Still looking for the first goal of this second half, and it'll go down as an own goal. The fortune has been on Suriname's side at times in this one, and a very eerie evening for Anderson Pixabaj, the defender for Belize. That's his second own goal.
Nice ball.
At some point, there's really nothing you can do in a moment like that. If you don't try to get there and clear it or do something, your opponent's scoring.
Por la selección de
Muscles him
Surinam.
off, and as he takes that next step, he hits it
Con el
himself.
número 12, Jairo Lillo. Minuto 77.
This will stand as a really nice win for Suriname if they hold on. A +4 in the goal differential as well, which could make all the difference in the end. Give it away. Bad to worse. On the same token that Suriname is doing well now to add to their goal differential. If you're Belize, this is what you could not have happen. After such a promising start tonight, ending in shambles.
Anotación por la selección de Surinam. Con el número 12, Jairo Lillo. Al minuto 80.
Just off the throw-in, careless. Christopher Glenn, crossfield, well read and taken away. But still, have to be smarter if you're Christopher Glenn. Take nothing away in the end from the vision from Janeiro Lugiel, the substitute for Suriname, in reading that and taking that. But it has to be better on the other side of things.
Sustitución por la selección de Surinam. Sale con el número 11, Wilson Mina. Entra con el número 20, Afafah Baha, al minuto 81.
So Milan comes off for Aftab Madhar. Bent around. Finding Lejeune again. Slip through in the area. Can they make it 8? Offside. Change is now laid on for Belize. Coming off after a very busy shift, Marlon Meza, the number 10. Some moments that he might rue from the day, and he did not finish off when he could have. Bart Ellis taking his spot.
Sustituciones por la selección de Belice. Sale con el número 10, Marlon Meza. Entra con el número 15, Bart Ellis. Sale con el número 13, Marcos Guerra. Entra con el número 19, Oscar Carranza. Minuto 83.
Turn into space, into the channel. Suriname looked a part of a team that are going to be very tough in this group, and it's no surprise, 2 years ago, they were right there. They were a point away from qualification to the U20 championship, right there. Nice turn. Ball lacking. Persistence, though, from Suriname. Could have had a shot at a penalty there. The referee had a good view, said play on. Good run, back post. The ball was good, the run was good. Finish wasn't there. Just 3.5 to play. Plus stoppage time. Could be one back here for Belize, letting it fly, but out for a goal kick, slicing wide. Clinic in terms of possession, in terms of just overall ball movement for Suriname in this game. If they can keep this movement and they're clinical, just will to score and nose for goal in the final third, they're going to be maybe the team to beat, perhaps, in this group. We'll still see French Guyana and El Salvador later stake their claims to whatever role they play in this group. El Salvador won their group in qualifying 2 years ago. '90th minute. Is there one more for Suriname? Streaking through, wide open. Wojciechowski Pienas, rather Jamar Joe, but rifles it well away from goal. Three minutes of stoppage tacked on. For Belize.
Su atención, por favor. El cuarto oficial ha indicado que se agregarán al menos 3 minutos al segundo tiempo.
Belize pulling one back. Do well in terms of the goal differential. keep them maybe some level of striking distance, but not looking great for the time being. Is there one more try for Suriname? No need now. 3 minutes come and gone. Can be on if they want it. And there is the final whistle to put an end to this one. Suriname dominant, a 7-2 victory. The star Xavi Dors scored 4 in the first half. They continued to pour on a couple more in the second, all adding up to a 5-goal victory and 3 important points for Suriname in the 2026 Concacaf Men's Under-20 Championship Qualifiers.
Belize 2.
A look back at the highlights from Suriname's 7-2 victory over Belize to begin play in Group A of the 2026 Concacaf Under-20 qualifiers. And to begin this game, don't forget it was actually Belize and Devin Garbutt getting on the score sheet first. From this point on, it would be 7-1 in favor of Suriname. But a brief moment of brilliance at the beginning for Belize. Lasted 10 minutes. On the penalty at the other end, Xavi Dors would score the first of his 4 first-half goals. Dominant showing from the Suriname star. This was the best of the bunch. Waits for it, slices through on the weak, quote-unquote, foot volley. Right-footed player, that sort of finish. The precision, the power, the placement on the volley, exquisite. The route was on from there. Didn't take long to tack on another own goal here. Goes against defender Anderson Pixabaj. Fortunately for him, it'd be the first of 2 own goals on the day, as luck, or rather misfortune, would have it. Here's the third and the hat-trick completer for Xavi Dors. And it didn't take long for the goal to be pulled back on the other end. Getting it back for Belize, bringing it back to 4-2. Was the defender Tyrone Linares making the run from the back end. And then Xavi Dors wasted no time, restoring that 3-goal advantage, bringing it back to a 3-goal lead and bringing it back to his right foot to find his 4th goal. That would end half number 1. They would continue on in their scoring ways in the second half. This is that second own goal against Anderson Pixabaj. More bad luck. Not much you can do in that situation. He defended it well. Just comes off the game at the last. And then careless moments later on the giveaway, Christopher Glenn stepping in the way of it and finishing it. On the other side for Suriname was Gennaro Lugion. Getting it done in easy fashion when all was said and done. And giving Suriname a 7-2 victory on the day in their opening match, starting things strong in Group A. Look at the standings after 2 matches now in Group A. El Salvador and French Guiana still to come about an hour or so from now. It's Suriname leading the group after their 5-goal victory over Belize. Stick with us, El Salvador, French Guiana coming up.